So we moved to Matchell, back to Matchell. This is a nice yard.
Yes.
No, this is like the more...
Aesthetically, it looks good.
Yeah.
Really healthy yard, tall ceilings, got a spa here, some grazing, a sand pit, and yeah, it's a 42 box yard, and we rent it off Colin Murphy, who's a great landlord. He probably thinks I'm a great tenant because I pay on time and all that kind of thing, but...
He's said as much.
Yeah. Good. Cause him no grief, I don't think. But yeah, no, it's a really good yard. It's obviously stone's throw away from the other yard, so it works really well to sort of separate them off, and it's been lucky.
Why was it necessary? Just numbers? Numbers
wise, really. It's just a happy place to be when the sun's out anyway.
Yeah. Did you feel, when you came in here, was it a bit like, this feels... I guess with this would come a bit, I would feel more pressure in a way, because you come in here and this feels a bit more historic, like this feels like this is a big Newmarket yard, this is like, okay,
you had Ed Vaughan,
we've got to make this work.
You had Ed Vaughan in here, Kevin Phillipott de Foy, who I took the yard from because he went and bought Chris Walls. Yeah, as you walk in, it just has a bit more presence and a bit more, this is it.
What does the future look like beyond that?
And better results, you want to be now aiming for the big festivals, the group races. As I said, we're happy to travel wherever we need to for the right horses to get black type for fillies. It's just about building on that, and with a bunch of horses that we have for next year, it looks like it's the right bunch.
And do you feel like, are you fighting against the sort of the current climate, not just in racing, but you want people to spend money and it's not easy, and do you feel like you're constantly fighting against a headwind on that front, or do you feel like you're doing all right?
No, absolutely. Like, even you've noticed in the first couple of yearling sales, there's money there for the big ones, but I don't think there's as much money around as you want, and I always buy a couple to have in the shop window for people to come if they wanted to buy a horse, but I think we've really got to be careful on what we do on spec. And it's not about going and getting 100 horses next year. That's not what I want to do. I want to keep 70 as sort of a maximum, because then you've got the attention to detail, you're not losing sight of that. Yes, it's got to become numbers then to try and find a good one, but I think you've got to keep it realistic with that as well.
Would you like to have one yard, like one space?
It would be nice. There is potential there, perhaps for the end of the year. I've been fortunate enough that an owner could be buying Kremlin.
Okay.
Which would be fantastic, because all the horses would be in one yard round the corner.
Yeah. I mean, that, given the history of that place, that'd be pretty special.
Absolutely, where Hugo Palmer was and James Ferguson is. And for me, who's a little bit of a control freak, to oversee...
I haven't got that impression.
To oversee things in 2 yards, I'm going beyond. I could possibly take, and actually to have it all 1 yard would be fantastic.
But it's funny, from like in Newmarket, I think if you're in a certain yard, like if Alice Haynes moves to Kremlin, that's another step.
That is another step.
And perception-wise, people go, oh, she's in Kremlin. Well, that's...
Yeah, or she must have, and it wouldn't be, I think it's a 92 or 96 box yard. It wouldn't be like, oh yeah, it's full, but everything will be in one place. It'll make it a lot easier. The staff will probably be like, oh God, we've got to move again. But once we've moved, we'll be fine.
It's not far.
I'll be ringing Simon Clare and saying, please, can we move the coral signs? And I'm sure he'll be delighted, because he'll be like, yes, we can put more up. Yeah. We can put more signs in different places.
I feel like there aren't enough. There's definitely areas. There's areas they've missed.
Yes, maybe.
But that's important again to have a sponsor.
It is, and Coral have been fantastic. They joined us since the start of this season. Really, been great to work for. Love to do more with them. If they ever want me to, I don't know, do a podcast or that thing, I'd be happy to do that, because it's just great for them to be behind us.
Everyone's doing them nowadays, so they should definitely do one of those.
A podcast or a blog or anything like that. No, it's quite simple to do, and I've been more than happy. Just it makes a bit of exposure for us as well.
The only thing we're missing, the dog.
Oh, he's left in the car. Harvey's left in the car.
Poor old Harvey. You got the Shetland.
We've got a Shetland that lives with Ziggy's Dream.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good friendly yard, and we're hoping to reach 60 for the end of the year and then progress on from that.
Do you know what, it seems fun. Everyone seems, maybe they're putting on a show for us, I don't know. It seems a happy place.
we can give them bonuses at the end of the day. No, they're happy. Obviously, you know, we had a winner yesterday, which is great, and winners make people, brings a little bit more kick up, and to keep on going for the season and keep the morale up.
Good. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks very much for coming in.
That was a great morning. Just love doing that, seeing horses exercise, a nice crisp morning in the sunshine with a trainer willing to speak openly, frankly, and talk about all the good things that she's experienced and all the challenges which are clearly part and parcel of a trainer's life. Alice is clearly thriving, doing very well, and long may that continue.